Okay, here we have the Stakeholder Impacts Heat Map. This is a feature of the Change Roadmap which shows you all of the impacts happening to your stakeholders on various initiatives across your organisation. So you can see the first column here shows you all of the stakeholders. This is from all of the initiatives happening, and all the stakeholders that have been listed on those initiatives can be listed here. The second column is all the initiatives that they are on, and the third column is the impacts that they are going to experience or experiencing. There are three types of impacts. You can see here training is one of those impacts. So when a stakeholder group, for instance here the branches of this organisation are going to go through training, that will be depicted. Adoption is another impact type, and that is when the change is actually implemented and they are adopting it. So that initial crucial period where you've just implemented, gone live, so that adoption period is an impact period, impact type. Then the third one is initiative, which is being impacted by the initiative itself. If it's a formal project, perhaps you've got members of that stakeholder group on the initiative representing, so they're impacted by the initiative project. So they're the three types that are represented here. Then you can see you've actually got dates of the impacts to that stakeholder and the visual of the timeline being represented. If I pick out this IT stakeholder group here, so one of the stakeholders on the list, and this could incidentally be quite long. If you've got a lot of initiatives or projects happening in your organisation, then you're going to have a lot of impacted stakeholders. This is going to give you a view of when they are being impacted and for how long. So IT here, you can see it 4 times listed here. Let's examine that. IT are impacted by an initiative called Demo Initiative 3, and that initiative is impacting them by the initiative itself. So IT are obviously involved heavily in that initiative. They may be the ones developing a software solution or integrating something. That's why they could be involved in that. And you can see it's quite long. It's from the 1st of February through to the 3rd of March 2025, and that's based on what's been entered in terms of that initiative. They are also impacted by another initiative, Initiative 1, and that too is one that they are impacted by the initiative itself. So again, they are representing or involved in that initiative as a stakeholder. You can see the important thing here is that it's happening at the same time, and it's going to happen actually for a number of months. So here being starting in April, it actually started before that, but this goes to current date, and April through to end of August is when they'll be representing or involved in that initiative, and then the Demo Initiative 3 actually goes a lot longer. So for a number of months, they're going to be impacted by 2 initiatives. Now, of course, that's important to know, depending on who is actually involved in those initiatives and their capacity to do that. If you wanted to know who exactly or what involvement they have, you could go into the initiative itself and get the detail on that. The next one here, Demo Initiative 3, again for IT, shows you they will be impacted by training as well. So training being, some formal training perhaps where they're tied up. They're tied up during this period and they're going this training. And then the 4th entry here, they are in fact, adoption is one of the impact types for the IT area. So they are the ones being impacted by the actual implementation of Demo Initiative 3. So it's something for them. And as you can see, that will go for a period of time. So what that's saying is there's a period of time where you might want to leave IT alone because they're grappling with taking on this new change and they need to focus on that. So as you can see, this sort of information, certainly with the example of IT, tells you where there might be some room to have any other initiatives that impact IT and where there isn't room, or where you might need to add more resources, etc. It helps you with your planning and then your execution and timing of your change initiatives. Therein lies the value of the Stakeholder Impacts Heat Map.